And our podcast is supported by Lovehoney. We're actually in their offices today.
I know, how amazing.
We packed orders.
We packed orders today.
It was like packing up happiness for people.
I know, and it really sparked joy.
It did.
It
Lovehoney
really
sparks
did.
joy in my life. It has on many occasions.
And for me and my partner too. Now, stay tuned because we have some spicy recommendations.
Love
and
me a
they
spicy
are
recommendation.
brought to you by Lovehoney.
By Lovehoney. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay respect to elders past, present and emerging.
Fuck parental guidance. This shit is MA 15 plus.
And it's with Maggie and Alex.
Maggie, we are here.
We have arrived, Alex.
This has been months in the making.
Months in the making. A dream in the making, actually.
It started as a dream. Now, what happened is I actually slid into Maggie's DMs. I had a dream that we had this amazing podcast. It went worldwide, baby. And Carson was really jealous.
Yeah, I know. And I was
it.
like, you know what? If we're going to do like a worldwide broadcast, is it okay that Carson gets jealous? Like, I'm cool with that
Carson
if you are.
was ready to leave me in my dream. So if it goes worldwide and Carson, you want to leave, well, leave.
Well, but when Alex Nation, when you slid into my DMs, the first, because I'm still at that stage where it's like when I see a blue tick, I'm like,
Do you fangirl over a blue tick?
I kind of do, yeah, because I'm like,
But anyone can get a blue tick, babe.
you can pay $8 at Twitter.
You?
On Twitter at the moment. Actually, no, not anymore.
That's
not
the
anymore.
going rate.
But yeah, when I was, and then you voice noted.
Did I voice note the dream?
You voice noted me. You voice noted me. And all I thought was like, because my first impression from you
Oh, I'm scared.
was The Bachelor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Stage 5 clinger. But no, not really.
Well, I did slide into your DMs and start voice
Well, you
noting
did, yeah,
straight
so
away. So maybe I am a bit like clingery. No, but I did that, and then I constantly thought about it for the next few weeks, like, oh, a podcast with Maggie, that could be cool. But then it would just like escape. It would be a fleeting thought, and then it would leave. And then
I slid into your DMs.
You did.
No blue tick over here, and you answered. That's how humble you are.
Well, because we didn't really talk. There wasn't really an interaction. Like, we would respond to each other's, like, stories maybe or like each other's posts, but there wasn't really much interaction.
No, none, which is actually funny because we grew up in the same area on the Mornington Peninsula.
Probably
I know
slept with the same people.
Yes. Yes, that is a major possibility.
We'll talk about it later.
We're one penis apart.
Potentially.
Yes, but because I had spoken to my manager and I don't even know how the conversation started, but he was like, do you know Alex Nation? I'm like, actually, funny story. Told him about the dream and the podcast and how I really wanted to do it. And then he was like, but what does she think about it now? And I'm like, let me check. And then I slid all my way into your DMs, and here we are. We're now in a studio.
And we're here with Chip Daddy.
Chip Daddy.
Chip
He
Daddy.
doesn't want to talk.
Chip Daddy, who brought us. Well, we brought each other together, and then Chip Daddy kind of.
He was
solidified.
Yeah.
The togetherness.
Is there there's glue, and then what solidifies glue that you can probably buy in like Bunnings?
I don't know.
Was the Bunnings. He was the Bunnings to our home glue. That's how much we know about Bunnings.
But what I also loved is the getting to know each other period.
Yes.
So we decided, yes, let's dive in head first. Let's
like
do
dating.
this. Yes, let's do this podcast together. We committed to each other.
We did.
And then it was literally like we were dating. We were having phone calls regularly.
Hourly.
Yeah.
Hourly phone calls.
Yes, getting to know each other. I mean, you came in a little bit hot though.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just like I'm all in or I'm all out. That's it.
Yeah, no.
So one of the first conversations, I rang Alex and I was like, hi. And she's so sweet. She's like, hi, how you going? I'm like, yeah, good. But listen, what are your red flags? Like, what's the shit about your personality that I need to know? I'm happy to like give you all of mine.
And like I've been in therapy trying to face my own shit. So like you coming at me and I haven't even like processed my own flaws yet. Well, I had, but like
I was like, let's dig up the trauma now. What is happening?
yeah, let's get it to the surface now. Because what if it comes out later and I don't like you?
Well, exactly. Exactly. Because, like when it's surfacey, like it's fun. I feel like you can like anyone surfacey, but when you get deep.
Oh, when you dig deeper, that's when you really get to know the bones of someone, I think.
Absolutely. I feel like if you just have a surface relationship, if you can only talk to someone about the weather, you cannot love that person. Like you need the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So I told you all of my red flags. I was like, I am super competitive, which I'm working on.
No, but you need to add in that you're super competitive with women.
Yes.
That is the interesting part. Like being competitive is one thing, but being competitive against your fellow woman is another thing.
And it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. And I think it stems from a friendship group that I was in, and it was almost kind of like we would always kind of try and one-up each other.
One-uppers.
Yeah. And then
never fun.
And then also I think it also stems back to Mama Shaz, my mum. Love you, Mama Shaz. But she was the type of parent that was like, you came second? What is that, Maggie? What is that? And I'd be like, yeah, it's first loser.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, literally. So that would not go on the fridge.
Really?
It would not go on the fridge. If you were first, you were on the fridge.
So second and third wouldn't be celebrated in your home?
No, it would be like getting a participation medal. You know those blue ribbons that you got in primary school? Yeah. I wouldn't even take that home.
I was still proud to take those home, even though I was uber competitive and I would always want to be first in everything. But as I've got older, it's never been with women. I've never felt I'd needed to compete against a woman. So it's interesting.
I think it's just like internalized misogyny of like there is only one place and you have to be that one place. But I'm working on it.
Therapy. We love therapy.
Yeah, we do.
Love it. Whereas what was mine?
Yours was
My ego.
Oh yeah, have to be right.
My ego.
Have to be right. And I was like, okay, all right. Tell me more about that, Alex.
And I find swallowing my pride really, really difficult. Like really hard.
But we got to know each other very quickly, and here we are.
And I think that phone call was like hours. We unpacked so much shit.
That was like 2 hours because I was outside of Noah's daycare. It was.
So speaking of therapy.
Therapy chat.
You and I love therapy.
We do.
We're both in couples therapy.
Yes.
Carson and I go every fortnight. Shout out to Gwen. We love Gwen. She's amazing. But this session was particularly interesting because it's not something that we touched on yet. It's something that I had touched on in my own personal therapy session.
But not together?
But never together as a couple. I've never been to a therapist to discuss relationship issues before.
You've never done couples counselling before?
Never.
Yeah, me either.
It's only
First timer.
Yeah, it's only ever been for myself and my own shit. So couples therapy has been super interesting, super helpful. I cannot say that enough.
Helpful. If you don't think you need couples therapy, go to couples therapy.
Yes, 100%. And we love it. Like Carson really enjoys it as well. Anyway, so I thought that the topic at hand this session would be about financial pressure.
Right. So you came in going like, I'm prepared for this topic.
And I had it in my mind like, we've got so many things going on. We're feeling the financial pressure of life at the moment, and it's been a bit of a pressure cooker environment, and this is what we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dear.
It was all about Alex this session.
Oh.
And I wasn't ready for it. So I actually don't know how we got onto the topic, but
the topic that is Alex.
But it's about how I find it really difficult to apologize.
Yeah.
Not
that I sounded like I have personal experience. Yes, she does.
But I've told you this before,
yes, you have. In relationships.
Relationships. So to my children, like if I ever hurt my children or if I was wrong, I would find it very easy to say sorry. To my friends, fine. Easy to apologize if I have done the wrong thing and quick to acknowledge. when it comes to my relationships, I reckon I could count on one hand.
How many relationships you've had?
Oh, no, I could probably count.
Because I was going to say, I'm like,
No, I've had a few of those. How many times I've apologized to a partner.
okay.
Like, and genuinely acknowledge something that I have done wrong and said, I am so sorry, and meant it with every fiber of my being.
Have you had long-term relationships?
No. So, like, Carson is my longest relationship.
I wonder why. No, I'm joking.
It's not them, it's me. And no, I haven't. My relationship span is usually...
Until you fuck up and don't apologize?
No, well, I leave them.
Oh.
I'm the leaver. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm a bit of a runner. Not this time though. But so I don't know how it came up, but it came up that I struggle to say I'm sorry and acknowledge when I've done something wrong. And we then dove into childhood experience and childhood trauma, because obviously Gwen, our therapist, doesn't know that background. My other psychologist does, but our couples therapist doesn't.
You got to rehash that
So
shit.
I had to rehash all of the wounds.
Everything stems from childhood.
Oh, man. So bit of background, my childhood was quite abusive. It was very dysfunctional. My parents were quite hostile with each other. They weren't really a pillar of love and respect.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't teach that to us as kids.
That's hard.
And so I was explaining all these things to her and what I saw a relationship as a child, and, you know,
What your role modeling was.
yeah. And she explained to me that the reason why I struggle to apologize is it's too vulnerable. And I've had this shield around me to protect myself for so long. And apologizing is freeing myself from that shield and showing another layer of vulnerability.
Like opening the door to the castle.
yes.
Like not the floodgate. What's that thing in that castle that comes down? The drawbridge. Like
the drawbridge.
that's what I'm imagining in my head. Like Alex apologizing, let down the drawbridge.
Yes, that's seriously it. And also because, like, if I was to apologize, that opens myself up to vulnerability, to hurt, to feel unsafe. So apologizing actually makes me feel unsafe.
Ooh.
Yeah, from my childhood. And Carson sat there like jaw to the ground, like fucking penny drop.
How much
moment.
empathy do you get about your partner when you're in therapy? Do you know what I mean? Just like understanding why they're doing the things they're doing, saying the things they're
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
And the empathy is like, oh, wow, okay.
And the other interesting thing is because I have sincerely apologized to Carson twice, I think.
I love that you count. I love that it's
No,
a
but
counting
I just
thing.
know because it's just so rare.
Do you remember those moments? Like, are
they're
they
big moments
right,
for me.
Right.
They are huge and
Okay.
they impact and they go deep.
So that drawbridge coming down is like,
Yeah, they're huge. It's a huge moment for me.
yeah.
And the other interesting thing is before I feel the need to apologize, I can become quite childlike.
Okay.
So, like, I go into myself, my past self, and I feel like a child.
Oh, wow.
And
How does that manifest?
it comes out in like almost like brattiness. Yeah, it's so wild. Like,
Wow.
don't talk to me.
Okay.
No, seriously, like it manifests in that.
The attitudey,
Yeah, and it's like quite childlike. So I retreat back to
what you know
To-
or what you did know.
to my childlike self as like this safety thing. Wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How do you work on that?
Oh, I don't.
We haven't got there yet. It was
Well,
just
I'm-
that what was the problem?
I'm paying her to help me, so I hope she's
what will help you? Going to another therapy session in a week's
But I
time.
thought that was so interesting because she pointed it out that it's me retreating back to
The brattiness and the attitude.
my childlike self. Oh,
yeah, wow.
Yeah, and scared as well. It was
Yeah.
scared because what I do is it's like fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
So I'll flee when things are like that. I'm like, nah, I'm done, too hard, I'm out.
You're a
Bye.
runner.
Yeah, I'll run.
You got to run.
Yeah.
Run.
Oh, yeah, so that was my therapy session this week.
Let's lock the doors. So now it's time for a weekly segment, recommendations. And this one's really good.
Talk to me. I need to know.
This is a really good recommendation. Okay.
Is it a naughty one or is it like an everyday one?
Well, we can have like naughty and nice recommendations. This one's naughty.
Oh, I'm so for
And it is really good.
Go. Tell me.
Okay. So if you've got a TV in your bedroom.
I do.
Okay. Do you have a TV that connects to your phone?
I do.
Okay. Then you're equipped, right? That's all you need. Now, when you're in like a 69 position.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you. It's my least favorite position. So give me another one.
Okay, you can be in whatever position that you want. You can be in whatever position that you want. But I'm saying 69er because like you can't see yourself.
Yes.
So this
okay.
could also
Following.
be, this could be like, you know, doggy style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything like that you can't, you want to be able to see what your partner
Can
sees.
see.
So what your partner does is they connect their phone to the TV and they hold it. So you'll be able to see the TV and see
You're
what
in
they're
your own
seeing.
porno.
It is like an interactive porn movie that you're in, and it is so fun because it's like it's naughty, but it's you, and
It's real.
Oh, and you
And it's
see
real time.
And I'm seeing that because the 69 position, I saw myself in a way that I have never seen myself before.
Wait, so I'm trying to picture 69, and so
it's like butt, all butt.
oh, so you're not laying down 69 position.
No. This is like I'm on top.
Yes,
I'm on
okay,
top.
Yes,
My butt is like
in
right.
Brad's face.
Yes, well, in the phone's face.
Yes.
It was a lot, but it was hot. I'm telling
you
you,
could see your asshole.
I could.
Very
hot.
close.
I'm telling you, that is my recommendation. Do it. And if you've never made like a little like naughty film before, this is a really good introduction because you're not recording. You don't have to record anything. This is just like in the moment.
It feels safe.
It is.
as well because it's not somewhere forever.
Yeah. And it's hot.
I like that recommendation.
That's your homework.
Okay.
Go do that.
And then I'll come back to the next. When we do our next recommendation, I'll tell you how I went with
Oh,
it.
I would love that.
My recommendation is also naughty. I just got this like wanking masturbating sleeve for Carson.
Oh, we
It's
love
like-
a sleeve.
Yeah, it's like ribbed, but it vibrates as well. So
Anything vibrating, I'm up for.
Well, interestingly, so I enjoyed it so much it turned me on doing it. But Carson afterwards was like, I liked the wanking part, but I don't like the vibrating part. Like he liked the ribbed part,
Right.
but the vibrating part he could go without. But
I mean, men are from Mars or whatever, right?
correct. But regardless of that,
So talk me through the sleeve. So it's something you put on the penis or is it
well,
like
it doesn't fully cover the shaft, so it just kind of wraps around and has like an open slit section.
Right, so you
it
can
fits all
use-
sizes,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
and you can use your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah. You can use your mouth at the same time and you just, up and down the shaft. And the ribbing section is all like soft and like, it was really delicious. We did it in the shower as well. So we're all wet and slippery.
What's better than being wet and slippery?
I actually don't like shower sex though, to be honest.
Oh, Alex, stop. That was a good line. Just let me have the line.
Do you know what I am really into?
No. Tell me.
Mutual masturbation.
Oh, masturbating side by side?
It is. I think it is the sexiest thing. Sometimes I don't even have to like have a full fuck session. Like we can just masturbate next to each other. And I just think it is the hottest thing.
I love it because I just have to think of myself.
But like whilst watching your partner.
It's hot.
Hot, right? Well, this is the Arcwave POW. It is a game-changing masturbating sleeve. So, like, I could use this on Carson, right? Like, I could masturbate him, or he could masturbate himself, and I could wiki wah on myself whilst
Watching.
But, like, feel it. It's beautiful and ribbed.
Oh, it's textured on the
soft.
inside.
There's 2 different ends with 2 different sized holes, so you have a different suction on either side.
It is. I can feel the suction-esque.
You can't.
You can't. I can. I can. Oh, you put lube in there, and it's
Yeah.
oh very and because you said that Carson didn't like the vibration, so this would be perfect for him too.
Yeah.
The Arcwave Pow.
Game-changing masturbating sleeve.
I mean,
Level up your mutual masturbation with
birthday present.
Oh, that would be a great birthday
There you go,
present.
babe. Now just let me think of me. Wait. Did you just say that you're not a fan of shower sex?
I do not like shower sex. Like, why would you like shower sex?
I'm just.
like,
I'm just
sell
seeing-
shower sex to me.
Okay, well, first of all, you need a couple tools because you still need lube, right? Because like it's not water is
Water's
wet.
not a lubricant, I feel.
No,
It's
water is wet, but it's like hard wet.
it's like,
Is it like a hard wet?
yeah.
So you need lubricant, and you're in a tight area. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of like work around it, and their body's like wet, and you get to like grab your fingers and like go down their backs.
For like to clutch on for dear life.
Yeah. But also just to kind of like, you know, and it's passionate. It's like fuck, you know, like fuck me sex.
It's
not
fucking,
no,
yeah.
yeah. It's not like you can't be in the shower and being like, I love you. No, it's not that. It's like, oh my God, let's get this.
Well, okay, I will retract a little bit.
Thank you for that retraction. Oh, I got an apology.
Oh, the 2 words didn't come out my mouth, babe. Don't get too excited. I will retract. So I'd happily start sex in the shower and get it going, but I can't finish in the shower. So I can get the energy and the firiness
But
and
here's
the passion
here's
going
the thing.
in the shower.
Here's the thing that I will say to you. I'm not just talking about penetrative sex though. I'm talking about like oral in the shower, like you're wet, right? And it's like I can see myself and what I vision myself looking like, which is I don't think is what I look like, but I'm a vision.
You're a goddess.
Yeah, and there's also, you know, you're in the shower, so you've got.
You are ethereal in this.
I am.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and then there's like, you know, the Titanic bit where you go, you know, on
So you're doing a movie scene.
Oh, I am.
In your
Yeah,
mind.
I'm very dramatic, and the shower is that place where you can be extremely dramatic.
I like by myself in the shower.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of that too. Do you know what works really well? If you're in the shower and you're having some me time, put on the Bridgerton playlist. So like put a playlist on. For me, I love Bridgerton, so that's like my vibe. But put a hot, sexy playlist on when you're in the shower. It elevates the motherfucking mood.
There is actually like a sex app, audio app that you can get that is amazing. I forget what it's called, but it's all like erotica
And also there's no cleanup afterwards in the shower. So that to me is a huge yay.
although weirdly I like the aftercare of a cleanup, like cleaning each other up and then like a cuddle.
Yeah, I'm not really into that. What I do though is sometimes when the towel hasn't been put down, I'll get the hairdryer and just like that's a great hack too. Just get the hairdryer and like so you don't have to change the sheets all the time.
Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Like if you're on the bed,
Yeah.
and there's like, you know,
Cummies.
yeah, not cummies, but like you've squirted.
I wish I could squirt. I can't squirt, but
Oh,
I know it's really sad.
No, but-
I'm a dribbler. I dribble.
you know what? Sex doesn't have to be goal orientated. So
Well, I would love to squirt. I think I've squirted like once, and Carson was like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
well, the first time I did it, I was
Wow.
like, I've pissed myself. I've pissed myself.
Yeah.
It's my pelvic floor.
Myth? Is it a myth? Is squirting urine? Is there urine in the squirting?
I mean, I feel like that's a question for a guest, a sexologist, or we'd have to do like a live Google because I'm not sure. But yeah, get the hairdryer
And dry the sheet.
and just dry the sheets. I actually got that tip from a follower of mine on Instagram because that is where I get my life hacks.
Really? You have helpful followers.
We're a very close-knit community when we're talking about, you know what, babes, if you squirt it on the bed, just get the hairdryer. Shout out to them. They know what's up.
Okay, so Maggie, I was reading an article the other day. It came up on when Facebook comes up with
Sorry, I just have to stop you. I feel like we're old when we say I was reading an article the other day. Like, I love that. I love being in our 30s. Anyway, continue.
For those, you can see the top half of me right now, but I'm literally sitting
With your pants.
with my pants unbuttoned and my stomach is out. Like, we are old.
We are.
We were literally just talking about how we can't have 8:30 dinners. It has to be 6 p.m.
Yeah, anything other past 7:30 is
Anyway.
Anyway.
I was reading an article on the old Facebook, book face, and it said the headline was, "Can jealousy be sexy?" And it went into a bit of the psychology around jealousy, how as an emotion, it's not a bad thing.
I feel like no emotions are bad emotions because they're all telling us something.
Well, it's how it actually comes out.
How it manifests,
that it's either reactive. Oh, I forget what it said, but it was it can come out as reactive manipulation or
something else.
Yeah. So this guy was talking about how his partner he's a very attractive guy. He's a PT. How she what's going through your mind?
I'm just that's just that's the stereotype for a PT. He knew I'm an attractive PT.
Well, he didn't say that. I looked.
Oh.
So there was a photo of him and his partner.
And he's attractive PT.
Well, he's kind of like one of those people that are too good looking that it's not good looking anymore. But anyway, so he would be considered by social standards hot,
yep,
and attractive. So was his partner. His missus was fucking banging as well.
She's hot
as. Anyway, he was saying that he finds it really, really sexy that his partner gets jealous about him. I think it was in regards to him training attractive women. And they don't argue about it. She will say oh, was she hot today? Or whatever. And there's never an argument, but he can see that she's visibly a little bit uncomfortable. She's feeling jealous and he finds it sexy.
That's giving me
He finds it attractive.
No, that situation's giving me a bit
So
of an
that
ick.
situation might, but do you reckon in any other situation can jealousy be sexy?
I mean, I'm looking at that situation as an ick, and then in my life, I'm if Brad got kind of jealous, I'd be so
that's what I mean.
So it's okay for me.
Yes.
Because
that's what I went to, because I was if Carson just say we were at a bar and a guy came up to me and just started talking to me out of the blue, didn't realize Carson was there.
Yeah.
And Carson got a bit territorial, a little bit jealous. I would be moist.
I would be moist. We would be going home
I would
or to the bathroom.
Yeah. And I would find that sexy.
Well, it's half my brain is no,
that's
because
wrong.
that's
I know.
that's in toxic
Yes, that's
land.
toxic realm.
And then there's another part of my brain that's we were out once and a guy came up and was talking to me and Brad saw and he came over and the guy's oh, can I buy you a drink? And I was no, I'm here with my boyfriend. And
Wait,
then
how far away was Brad at this point?
Oh, a meet, 2 meters.
Yeah.
He
I'm
kind of
was he right there?
Brad was right there. No. And then Brad came over and I was this is my boyfriend. And the guy started to get a bit and Brad grabbed a bit of ice out of the guy's drink and put it in his front pocket and said, I think you need to cool down, mate.
Oh!
Are you moist? Because I am. That.
Brad.
I know. My Brad.
That's hot.
Right? But is that
But it's toxic. Is it toxic? Yeah. It's a little bit toxic, isn't it?
I want to say no, but yeah, I think it is.
It feels so wrong but
it
so
does.
right.
I think it feels wrong because then it's a scale. Yeah. And then if you say one thing on the scale is hot,
yeah,
then that scale might continue into extremely toxic.
Yeah, because if you
extremely
allow it
negative.
to be hot like in that situation? And then what if it's a reoccurring thing and then it becomes this messy toxic?
Where's the line? Where's the boundary?
Yeah.
Because then I feel like a lot of that jealousy also comes from ownership. And I'm a big believer of like, no one owns me but myself.
Do you ever feel jealousy towards things?
Towards other women, I do.
Yeah.
When they have something, but I think that comes back to me being competitive.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my partner, no, I'm not
There's
really.
no?
Not really, because I look at him and I'm like, you've got me. Like, where are you going?
You've reached the peak.
Yeah,
I am Everest.
It's only down from here. No,
I'm not even base camp, baby. I am peak Everest.
but I think that's because of Brad's personality. He's very like, if you met Brad out and you didn't know him and he didn't know you and like a girl started talking to him, he would be like,
Does
goodbye.
anything about his past make you jealous?
We did have one situation. We did long distance for like 9 months, I think.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was. And there was one situation where he started flirting with a girl at work and he told me, he's like, I miss you and I did this today. And I think I crossed a line.
I feel like that's, excuse me, that's warranted though.
Yeah.
That's like, that's also
But I
hurt.
think also the reason I got jealous was because of a photo of her that I saw and it made me feel.
And so did you compare yourself
Oh,
and do like the comparison and all that stuff?
100%. And she was, because at that stage I was like 20.
Yeah, yeah.
She was,
Also, you're young.
yeah, I was. And like she was thinner than me. And at 20, that was a big thing. Like body image has been a really big thing for me. And she was just like a Barbie doll. You know what I mean? Like she had
you were
that
different.
look. And
You were
I was
just two
different
very
and that
different
wasn't
people.
me. And I got really jealous because I just compared myself to her. I was like, if that's who you're talking to, if that's who you're flirting with, then what are you feeling with when you're
Me.
flirting with me? So it was more of like a jealousy that got into like,
Deeper than
yeah.
Interestingly, I don't care about previous sexual partners. I don't get jealous about stuff like that. But meaningful relationships, I can feel a bit like
love, if Carson.
like love, because he's had 2 really meaningful relationships and I've not really had that before. So that intimidates me and I get like this little jealous monster that wants to come to the surface and like what's it called? When you like self-destruct?
Self-destructive?
No,
Self-sabotage.
self-sabotage. Thanks, Chip Daddy.
Chip Daddy, everyone, that was Chip Daddy. Welcome to the party, Chip Daddy.
I was dying inside listening you finding the word. Here I am.
Self-sabotage. So I like, but it takes a lot for me I have to like process that feeling and go, okay, you're about to like be really silly.
Yeah,
Let's-
and knowing where it comes from, knowing like, where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this? So meaningful relationships.
Meaningful relationships, sexual partners, I'm like, want to talk about it. I'm like, what did you do? Where did you go? What was it like? And then I'm like a little bit turned on as well. But like the meaningful relationship side of things, I can get really jealous about. Therapy.
It's why we're in therapy.
Therapy.
It's why we keep our therapists
Yeah.
in therapy.
Thank you, Gwen.
So I think bottom line,
Can jealousy be sexy? The answer is technically yes, because can it be sexy? And I think we answered it like, but also toxic.
yeah.
But yes,
You know what? I feel like we've answered it honestly and not educationally.
I feel like you've just discovered a new segment. Is it toxic? Is it hot?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Let's come back to it.
yeah.
You were warned. But thanks for listening to MA15 Plus.
Now you can send your burning questions to hello@ma15plus.au.
We want to hear from you, so please subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen to this podcast.
Maggie, did you know the longest relationship I have ever had is actually with Lovehoney?
I mean, no, but it makes sense to me.
Now, if you want to check out our spicy recommendations, please go to the show notes.
Yes, or any products that we have recommended, they will be at lovehoney.com.au/MA15PLUS. You can thank us later because you will be buzzing, you will be wet, it will be wild.
you'll just be a very, very, very happy person.
And happiness is what we're about.
And maybe you'll find a long-term relationship like me.